Hey crafty people, it's Tasha. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm taking part in a celebratory hop for WoW's new release. We are released now on both UK and US sites, and we wanted to have a celebration of that fact. So that's the card that I'm going to be making. It's a bit of a journey. It was a bit of a let's see what happens if I do this, and I really like the results. So I started with the diamond stencil, which is part of the new release. And I'm just blending some Catherine Pooler inks sort of over that stencil onto a panel of £80 Nina Solar White. So I chose a purpley and pinky colours to add first. I think it was Drive In and Pucker Up. And I'm just adding them, like I said, just randomly across the card panel so that I've got the whole thing covered. Then I'm going to wipe that stencil down and I'm going to shift it, and now I'm going to add some orange and yellows. So I think it's Catching Rays and Glitz, I want to say. Maybe not. No, Flame and Glitz, that's it. So I added those, just doing the same thing again, adding them randomly across the whole stencil, but I have shifted it, so when I remove it now you'll see I have like a line of the purple pink diamonds, then a line of the orange yellows, and so on. I wanted to tone down the white of the background, so I just went over it really gently with a couple of the brushes that I've got that just had a little bit of ink left on them. Didn't want to add too much colour because if I add like the purple and the orange, it's going to go muddy. I just wanted to tone down the white a little bit. So I've got my metallic watercolours, and these are the Alternate ones, and I'm just splashing some of the gold, one of the golds, just flicking it all over. And I've got out this Hexagon Stamp, which again is part of the new release. Like I said, it's a bit of a ride, but if you'll stick there with me, then you kind of see what I'm going for. So I just inked that up with some obsidian pigment ink, and then I'm just going to randomly press that panel once it's dry. I did leave it to dry. Randomly press that panel across just so that I've got just some little random bits of the stamp. I just quite like how that stamp goes if you just put it on some. So now I have my background. I'm going to cover it. I'm going to just completely cover it. So I wanted to cover it in the ultra slow embossing ink, but I know that that's going to take a lot of ink. So I am re-inking first, and it's really a good idea to do that before you go direct to paper with the ink pad. So I've covered the whole pad. The whole panel, you can see it's covered, you can see how shiny it is, that's how you know it is completely soaked. And then I'm going to grab out some of the new embossing powders. So this one is called Frosted Glass, so it's like a clear, but there's different sizes of grains, and I think it's just really fun to use for these kind of strange techniques. So I've got my craft spoon. Make sure that you always use a metal spoon if you are doing this. We don't want to add any static back into that embossing powder after WoW have worked so hard to get it out, so we don't use any plastic. So I've just randomly kind of dotted that about all over the panel, and then I'm going to really quickly flick that over and funnel the excess back into the pot. Then this is another of the beautiful new powders. This one is, I thought I was doing well remembering the names. I can't remember. Rock Rebel. I think it's Rock Rebel. Yeah. Maybe. So I've added some of that, just again doing the same thing randomly. And then I've now gone on to another of the new powders. Oh my goodness, I like number them below with what order I put them on. So I added that and then sort of let that kind of trickled down over the panel as I turned it, and then I'm doing the same with this is just the ebony powder. So I'm like completely covering this panel in a variety of embossing powders, because if you haven't already guessed, I'm going for a kind of galaxy theme. Kind of. That's what I was like, can I make a galaxy with embossing powders? So after that first layer, I knew that I needed more powder, so I added lots more on, lots more of that clear frosted glass, because I thought that would be really good, that you can see the colour underneath, but I didn't want it to just be just colour, so that's why I did the whole stenciling thing underneath. I added some more of the black, and then I really love how that was turning out. So once that is cooled for a little bit, only a few seconds, but there was quite a lot of embossing powder on there, so you do want to let that cool. And then I've gone back in and I'm flicking some more of that gold on. You can see as you move it, you can see different colours and different things coming through. I then decided to ramp up the stars a little bit, because that paint wasn't really doing it for me. So I grabbed out the ultra high gold. So these are like really big, I want to say pebbles, granules, whatever you say, of embossing powder. So when they melt, they're gonna just, I just thought that would look cool, like different stars, like a galaxy. So I sprinkled some on the top and then started to heat it from below. And then once I knew that embossing powder was kind of all hot and sort of starting to melt again, or at least soften, I knew that would then hold those granules enough that I could just sprinkle some on and then heat them straight from above, because you wouldn't want to try this if you've not got any embossing underneath. If you just sprinkle some of those ultra high granules and put the heat tool from above, it's just going to blow them all away. You're just going to have none left. But I knew that would hold it. So I've grabbed out a sentiment die from Ultinim. I've cut the shadow out of some white cardstock that I've got double-sided adhesive on, and then I've inked some, I want to say pucker up, I think it is, the pink that I used onto some cardstock direct paper, and then I've cut the words out of that, and on that shadow that I had the double-sided adhesive on, I've added some, I can't remember, this is one of the older sparkles. Again, I'll have it linked. It's just got some fine glitter, some thicker glitter, it's even got little stars in it, and I love it. I thought it'd look really cool with that galaxy. And there's my custom coloured die cut sentiment. I love that you can do that with the Catherine Pooler inks. They're awesome. So I did a lot of glue to the back, strong glue, because it's sticking onto a very textured surface, that one is. To stick it onto its shadow, I just held it down a little bit while it started to dry. Then, I don't know if you know, but we released some Fab Foiler Sets, and one of the sets that we've released is a sentiment set that I designed, and I've cut down one of the whole pages of sentiments. I foiled it with gold, and then I've cut it down, and then I've coloured it with that same Catherine Pooler ink. So you can do that with these Fab Foilers. They are fab, they are awesome. I've got more videos coming up with them, and I'm sure you'll see them along the way on the hop today. So I added that underneath my Way to Go sentiment. Now, that orange border, you can see, I didn't really talk about that because that's not staying. So I added that, and then I didn't like it. So I decided to change it. So I made some more of that pink coloured cardstock using my Catherine Pooler. That orange one was the flame that I'd used underneath, but I just I wasn't feeling it. So I made another one with the same pink, and then I just trimmed off all of that orange and stuck this panel onto that pink instead. Because, it's okay to change your mind. It's fine. So that was my card. I hope that you like it. Let me know what you think. Bit of a galaxy theme. Can you see what I mean? I enjoyed it anyway. And this is a hop, so don't forget to leave comments on all of these stops along the hop for the chance to win a $25 or £25 gift card to one of our either US or UK stores. As I said, the whole release is available now. The link to the next person in the hop is down below, along with the link back to WoW, where we are starting today's hop. Also, check out Instagram for another chance to win a $25 or £25 gift card. And also, we've all got different projects over there, so hop over there for even more inspiration. I hope that you have a lovely, happy, safe, and wonderful week. Stay crafty. Bye!